Hi everyone, my name is Julie. This is Keep Calm with Books and Coffee. I talk about books on this channel, mainly books about magic, and today we are going to be doing the mid-year freakout tag again, and I am so excited to do this. Hello everybody, it is once again time to do the mid-year freakout tag. We're going to be doing the freakout and the calm down tag here on this channel because I do both. I use this check-in every year to freak out about where I am in the year as well as what books I've read, but then I also really like the calm down tag to kind of also reassess things, look back at how the year has been going, and see if I need to make any changes. So I appreciate both here. So we are gonna do freak out this week and then you'll see calm down coming soon. However, like I said, let's jump into the mid-year freakout tag. The creators of this tag, Read Like Wildfire and Is That Chammy, are no longer in the booktube space, so I will be linking my past versions of this tag down below, but I don't have a way to tag them any longer because their channels are no longer around. But let's jump into the questions. The first one, the big one, is to start with the best book that you've read in 2025. And for this, I am going to choose House of Bane and Blood by Alexis Minard. This is the book that absolutely grabbed me this year, made me completely obsessed. I had such a good time reading it. It's the one that I have been hunting down special editions of because I absolutely loved book one, and I am anxiously ready to move on to book two. I just haven't been in the right space where I feel like I'm ready yet, so I've been taking a little break, but I'm so excited to get into book two and check this out. I just loved book one, had a great time. It was especially formulated for me. It was like this steampunk romantasy with a lot of Six of Crows vibes as well as Peaky Blinders vibes, all things that I like, and I was so excited to check this out, and then I absolutely adored it. Number two is best sequel you've read so far in 2025, and I almost put this as my answer to question 1 and 2, and then I thought, no, there is a reason that the sequel question exists, so we will pick your other favorite book so far of this year for question 1, and then I will choose Drop of Corruption by Robert Jackson Bennett for favorite sequel. This is the sequel to The Tainted Cup, which I absolutely loved last year. I actually read it twice last year. Then I buddy read this with Leandra and Danny earlier this year, and we had such a fabulous time. This was such an interesting sequel where I thought it was a really interesting blend of the actual mystery, and like there aren't a ton of sequel elements here. There are some things that I feel like you would want to read book 1 first before jumping into this one, but this is also a very fresh, start on the book. This is a brand new mystery, and the characters feel a little bit different. It feels like they've grown and changed since book 1. So it was a really fascinating sequel. Absolutely loved it. I can't wait to continue this series whenever we get the next book. Number 3 is a new release that you want to read but you haven't gotten to yet, and for this I'm choosing The Listeners by Maggie Stiefvater. This is one that has come out relatively recently. It came out in June. This is Stiefvater's first foray into adult, and it is a historical fiction type story, which is very interesting to me. I can't wait to see her take on this. I'm very, very fascinated to see where we go in this book. It also has a dachshund on the front cover, so I can't wait to see what this is. I pre-ordered this from Waterstones when I got my copy of Faithbreaker from them as well, and then it just came in recently, so I'm really excited to try this. I'm really excited to see where she goes as an adult author, and yeah, this is just one that I am fascinated by. It seems totally different than what she was doing in YA, and I can't wait to check it out. Then we have number 4, the most anticipated release for the second half of the year, and for this I'm choosing Fate's Bane by C.L. Clarke. This is a new venture for Clarke, and this is a sapphic fantasy that I am really excited to check out. I loved The Unbroken when I read it. I've been meaning to get back to that series, so this is a new thing for me to explore, and I'm really, really excited for it. It also, the cover looks so cool. I really like this cover. Number 5 is your biggest disappointment, and I'm going to mention 2 titles here. The first is The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon. This seemed like a book I was really gonna like. It gave me steampunk and cowboy vibes, as well as being a mix of fantasy and romance, and the way this story was built really didn't satisfy either one of those genres in my opinion. We did this for Genre Blend Comp Club earlier this this year. It was our first venture, and I was really excited for this book. I had had it on my TBR for a while, and it really seemed like a Julie book, and then it just didn't turn out to be one that I enjoyed very much. And I'm gonna say this, but please don't take this as discouragement to read it. I'm gonna say Faithbreaker, but only because I didn't give this a full 5 stars. And I think it's really difficult to end a series. I think it's really difficult as a debut author to end the series. I was a little tiny bit disappointed in this, that I gave it a 4.5 instead of a 5 star when I gave the other 2 installments 5 stars. But I still love this. I still love the characters. I still had a great time with it. I just wanted to be able to give this a full 5 stars with my whole chest, and I wasn't able to do that. So I'm just gonna sneak this in as a little bit of a disappointment, even though I still loved it so much. Take from that what you will. Number 6 is your biggest surprise of the year so far, and for me this was Bride by Ellie Hazelwood. I actually was really nervous to read this. I thought that I was, based on the synopsis and what other people were saying about it, I really did think I was going to end up liking this book, but I had such a fun time with this book as a paranormal romance that I picked up to see if I liked romantasy. It didn't quite fit in the romantasy genre. Like, I don't think it fits that vibe. I think it's a bit mismarketed in that way, but I had a very fun time with this. Really enjoyed it. Can't wait for the sequel. It's an anticipated release for the second half of the year for me. Mate is a anticipated release now, and it wasn't even something I was like really following up until I read it. So this surprised me how much I enjoyed it, and I'm excited to venture further into this series. Number 7 is a new favorite author, and for this I'm choosing Olivia Atwater, who I read Half a Soul from earlier in June. Olivia Atwater was an author that I liked previous to this. I had given Small Miracles 5 stars, and I had given the Hawthorne Legacy, the Hawthorne something, another book I read from her, 3 stars. So I knew I liked her books, but they hadn't wowed me before now. But then when I read Half a Soul, it was such a Julie book. It was a book I absolutely really enjoyed, and it really built a world that I am a big fan of, and I'm excited to return to. The romance worked just the right way for me, and I just had a fun time with this. I loved it. So I am excited to read more from Atwater, and it bumped her into a category of favorite authors for me now that I have, several books from her that I've given good ratings. And I'm actually excited to go back and try the one I gave 3 stars again, because I think I need the context of the series I started for that book, and I think that would really improve things for me. Next up is newest favorite characters, and for this I'm actually going to choose 2, and they are sisters Lily and Violet from At the Bottom of the Garden. And this was one that I also buddy read with Danny, and we had a good time reading it. I didn't love this book. Like, I think I gave it a 3.5 stars at the end of the day, maybe a 3 star, I can't remember exactly, but we had a fun time reading this. There were elements of it that I didn't love, but the characters of these sisters, I adored them. They were fantastic. I really liked their growth and development. I liked what we explored about their characters and their sisterly relationship. I just had a really fun time and enjoyed those characters so much out of everyone else. And everyone else, I think I would say, was a character that I either reread this year or continued a series for. So these are my newest favorite characters. Number 10 is a book that made you cry, and for this I'm choosing Faithbreaker by Hannah Kaner. This book wrecked me at the end. This series just wrecked me at the end. I can't tell you why, but I cried several times throughout this book, and this series has made me cry so much. So Faithbreaker is the answer here. Number 11 is a book that made you happy, and I'm gonna name my Kate Daniels reread for this. I have been rereading this series for over a year now, and I'm really getting close to the end. I prioritized it a little more this year and made sure I was reading the volumes closer to when they came out on graphic audio, because that's how I wanted to reread it. And rereading this has really made me happy. I love these characters. I love this world. I love exploring this all over again, and reading them closer together, having finished the series a few years ago, really helps me put some of the pieces together, and I have a little bit of a different perspective on the books now than I did even when I read it the first time. So I've been having a great time, and this makes me really, really happy to continue. Number 12 is the most beautiful book that you've purchased so far this year, and I honestly, how am I supposed to choose? Because I already showed you House of Bane and Blood, which is absolutely stunning already, and then if you take off the dust jacket, and there's also an alternate cover, so this is absolutely stunning. Then we also have the Illumicrate version of Faithbreaker, which out of all the copies of Faithbreaker I purchased, I think this is my favorite. Even though purple is my favorite color, this is just absolutely stunning, and I absolutely adore it, and the sprayed edges are beautiful. I purchased a lot of beautiful books this year, but these two really take the cake. They are just stunning, and I absolutely love them. Number 13 is, what books do you have to read before the end of the year? And of course, this question is always so many, because I have to finish my reread of the Kate Daniels series. I would like to catch up on the Witchland series by Susan Dennard, which I started rereading this year. I've read the first 2 books, and I have 1.5 to go until I read new books, but I have 2.5 to go until I'm caught up on the series for the series finale to be released later this year. And then I just have all the books on my challenge lists and self-destruct lists, all of those things. So I have a lot of books that I need to read before the end of the year, but I'm really excited about a lot of them, and I can't wait to see where my reading life takes me before the end of the year. But those are all of the questions for the mid-year freakout tag. If you are unfamiliar with this tag, I will have the questions linked out down below so you can check it out. It is a tradition for me to do this on BookTube, much like other booktubers who have been around a while. We tend to really pump these out in the middle of the year, so definitely check it out if you haven't done it before. It's a fun little tag to kind of check in with yourself. You don't have to freak out, but I like to freak out over all the things I've read. But that is it for me today. If you have any thoughts or feelings or want to share anything about the books that I've read today, please let me know down below. If you aren't feeling chatty and you want to leave me an emoji to let me know you were here, go ahead and leave me a calendar emoji, since we are halfway through 2025 somehow. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!